of statues is amazing, because these stones and all the statues and everything, we will talk about this tomorrow also, but this is all you. So everything is here around you, it's you. And these things are reminders. It's like, you know, Mateya was talking about the hall of mirrors. So everything around us is our own mirror. So wherever we see a statue like this, an object, it sparks something within us. And that is what is the magic of a statue or a place or a figure or a concept of Maria Magdalene. It's there, the stone itself, you know, usually, unless it's like in a very special place, it has information, of course, but it's us who make it important. So it's us who project whatever it brings out from inside. So if you have a special connection with Mary Magdalene, with that energy, of course, when you will see a statue like this, it will stir emotions, the energy in you. So this is the real magic of places like this and statues like this, to be a mirror of you, basically. So this is what the main thing that this kind of object do. And when we kind of forgot about all of this and who we are, we started worshipping statues as something external of us that has some magic power. But the real magic in them was what they move inside of you. So so that's why also, you know, when Jesus was saying don't worship, don't build the churches, don't do that, because people forgot about that it's within, not something outside that has something property. It's what is in you that this thing can awaken. So whenever we go to places like that, observe yourself, what it does to you, if it brings you sadness, if there is some I don't know, emotions, happiness or sadness or trauma in you, and you can use everything around you as a tool to observe yourself, basically, to see what it happens inside when you go to a place or see a figure, a symbol, or so on. And of course, Mary Magdalene is it has a very heavy energy to it, and a lot of women, especially now in new time, they feel, at least my experience when I talk to them, is anger, like a repressed female energy, misunderstood female energy, because, you know, the male energy used to be afraid of female energy in this time. And also what the Bible is saying about Mary Magdalene, something completely different from what she was. It's marketing. So just so you know, all of that is marketing to like they do it today, you know, with people. They say this one is the bad guy, and everyone will believe it's a bad guy, maybe even if he wasn't. And the same here. So a lot of things that were based on truth were then distorted, and then we know stories like about Mary Magdalene today. And I was studying Mary Magdalene specifically for a very, like, many years. It just came to me and I had to. And there are so many things in plain sight written in the Bible still, that when you know history of the time that this was happening, it's all there. You know, for example, the way she was anointing Jesus. No ordinary prostitute or a woman would know how to anoint or even buy the oils, because they were so expensive, like a car today, just for one bottle. So firstly, she was not poor. Secondly, she knew what to do with the oil. So she was a priestess that knew all the, like, she went through all the initiations. She knew how to work with sexual energy. You probably know this already, but it's all still in the Bible when you know how to look. She wouldn't be able to touch Jesus if she wasn't at least his wife or sister or mother, someone really close. So it's still, these little drops of knowledge are still there. But if you don't know the context in which it happened, what the time was, then, for example, of course, the idea of prostitute, the Hebrew women of that time were covered, were like very, how do you say, yeah, had a veil, no jewelry, very like
plain,
yeah, plain. And if she was a priestess, probably she was not covered. Probably she wore makeup, some maybe golden ring with snake, and she was walking like that. And you know, even today when we see some woman dressed very not much, most people will say, oh, what's such a whore, no? So why would it be different in that time, basically? So imagine if she was like this and not like walking around like this, and she was in her power, people saw her, of course, whore, prostitute, how dare she show who she is, for example, no? And then also working with sexual energy, which was also a no in that time for women. So this was, then this could be the reason why these rumors started, let's say. And also I researched a lot, so this is, I could talk 2 days just about that. But also imagine if we take the story as it is told. Apostles were plain farmers, fishers, and so on, and they didn't have this knowledge of initiatic temples, paths. So Jesus had to explain to them things in a very simple way, like to children, like with parables, saying it's like a vine that you are growing on. Today we would say it's a soul, you know, it's a sacred geometry, but in that time you couldn't. So and she knew, and there were a lot of in written text, in hidden text that the church doesn't approve. It's written how apostles, especially Peter, hated her because, you know, it's a woman. They knew she understood things that he didn't, they didn't, and they felt bad. You know, a woman understands everything he's saying, but we are basically stupid. But they were plain people, so they didn't have this higher knowledge, and of course, they couldn't. But there was a lot of tension, and all of this after. That's why she had to run, escape basically, otherwise probably she would be killed. And there are many legends about what happened then, but she was the one who was supposed to continue the teachings of him. So, but then, you know, Peter and the Roman church and everything took over. But that's why this symbol of her carries so much of this, yeah, we think it's unfair, you know, we all feel it, it's like a suppressed power, it's a story that was distorted, so it triggers a lot of emotions in many of us. And she, of course, was of this royal blue blood, of the lineage of Isis, and Jesus as well. So, yeah, it brings a lot of things for many. And it's an important symbol, and I think at one point, sooner or later, it will come back into the consciousness of who she was in fact, not what the marketing did for her. Just in short.
Thank you.
And she looks unhappy here, like, oh my God, like, what have you done? So whenever you go to a statue like this, or any kind of place, like I said, be aware that it's your mirror, that it's you, basically. Even if you offer some flowers, it's a perspective of you, which with a specific charge, emotional, mental, and anytime you go to any places, feel free to do any offering to honor it, but be aware also that it's you, that you're also honoring a part of you. And tomorrow I will explain more, so that hopefully I will do my best in the shortest possible time, that you will leave here with integrated knowledge and awareness of who you are, because we kind of know we are all one, but I really want that you start living from that every day. So I will tell you what you can do to achieve that.